Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well today. Today I want to talk about something that I find pretty interesting. And remember, the purpose of this channel is to discuss biblical concepts that I find interesting. I want to talk about crystals. I had always heard that crystals were like an esoteric, new age, kind of pagan thing, and Christians should stay away from them. So I wanted to look in the Bible and see what the Bible had to say about it. Now, in the Bible, we read about crystals in two areas. For the most part, it's two areas, the beginning and the end. The book of Exodus, I think it's chapter 28, talks about how the Levitical priests had to be adorned in a breastplate that was covered in 12 different gemstones, pretty much. It was like quartzite, emerald, beryl, onyx, a bunch of others. Jump over to the end of the Bible in the book of Revelations, I think it's chapter 21, those same gemstones are used to adorn the walls of the New Jerusalem. So in the new heaven and the new earth, these specific crystals and gemstones are used to adorn the walls of the New Jerusalem. So put a pin in that for a second. I want to talk about the modern day practical use for crystals. Did you know that every cell phone, walkie-talkie, and radio has to have a crystal in it in order for it to communicate? Crystals vibrate at a specific frequency. I think quartz is like 32 hertz, but basically it gives them the ability to send and receive wireless signals through the atmosphere, through the ether. These frequency bands are what they travel on. That's why when you're talking about like ham radio and you hear about different bands, these are essentially information highways that if your crystal resonates at that frequency, you can get on that band. As a matter of fact, one of the first radios it didn't have electricity. It was simply a crystal with a copper wire touching it and the wire wrapped around a cardboard tube, and the frequency that the crystal received would just echo through the tube, and it was like a radio receiver for AM, FM radio. So we use crystals for communication. Additionally, if you put a lot of pressure on a crystal, it will conduct electricity. The barbecue lighters with a little trigger on it, all that is like a spring-loaded hammer slamming into a crystal, and it conducts electricity indefinitely. Like, they have this property about them that causes them to just conduct electricity. And that's also used in the radio communication. So I say all that to say, modern day, we use crystals as communication. So can crystals be used for pagan practices? Yeah, I'm sure you could use them to communicate with the dead or communicate with other spirits as a medium. We read about that in the Bible. But crystals were made by God. You dig them out of the earth. That's why crystal mines are so valuable, or quartz mines are so valuable. We dig them out of the earth. So like any tool, they can be used for good or for evil. So I don't think that crystals are inherently evil. It seems like they're potentially a communication tool. That's how we use them. Maybe the Levitical priests used them as a communication tool because their sole job was to communicate with God on behalf of the people. And I'm sure they could be used in pagan practices to communicate as well. But I don't think crystals are inherently evil. I think that they could probably be used for good or evil. So anyway, that's my thought. I don't get into it. I don't know how all that stuff works exactly, but just from what I'm reading in the Bible and what I know about modern day technology, you put those pieces together, I mean, there's probably something there. So anyway, thanks again. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. I hope you have a fantastic day.